with her. She's a good woman, but the cartels are running Mexico. She's not running Mexico. The cartels are running Mexico. You know, she's very frightened of the cartels. They're running Mexico. And I've asked her numerous times, would you like us to take out the cartels? No, 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 Mr. President. No, 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 please.
The cartel war has officially exploded and the streets of Mexico are burning. For years, Mencho ruled the country's most brutal criminal empire with absolute impunity. But that era of invincibility just came to a violent end. Yesterday, Mexican special forces carried out a major operation in Jalisco targeting CJNG, the Jalisco New Generation cartel, and its leader known as Mencho. According to the Mexican government, during the raid, troops were attacked and they returned fire. Several cartel members were killed. Mencho was seriously wounded and airlifted to a hospital in Mexico City, but he died en route. 2 others died with him, but 2 cartel members were arrested. Heavy weaponries like rockets, armored vehicles, and military-grade equipment was seized. During the operation, 3 Mexican soldiers were also injured, but they are now receiving treatment in hospital. Luckily, there were no fatalities on the government side. In fact, we have a clip of a Mexican soldier that's believed to be from this operation. Take a listen.
Look, the damn bullet got stuck right here, you son of a... It almost took me out, you see?
Yeah.
They really f***ed me up, man.
Did you drop it?
Yeah, man, I threw it down. No way, man.
The US played a major role in this operation, though officially this was a Mexican operation. In a second, we'll get into exactly what US provided, but first, you need to understand who this guy was. Mencho wasn't just a cartel leader, he was the most wanted drug trafficker in the world. The United States had a $15 million bounty on his head, and Mexico added another $20 million. That's $35 million combined, higher than any terrorist, any war criminal, or anyone else in the world. The reason for this was pretty simple. He was the main supplier of cocaine into the United States. And I'm only half joking when I say that the Miami economy is gonna take a big hit now that he's gone. Now here's where it gets interesting. As a teenager, Mencho came to the United States illegally. He stayed in the country for some time, but he was arrested in the early 90s for drug-related offenses and deported back to Mexico. Surprisingly, after returning, he actually became a police officer for a short time. Yep, a cop. But afterwards, he quickly got involved with cartels like the infamous Sinaloa cartel. When the leader of that cartel died in 2010, Mencho founded his own organization, CJNG, which roughly translates to Jalisco New Generation Cartel. It was literally a new generation, and it became the most brutal cartel Mexico has ever seen. Now here's where things get even more interesting. The cartel's business wasn't just drugs. Some of their most lucrative operations were timeshare fraud and fuel theft. The timeshare scheme alone, targeting mostly elderly Americans, generated hundreds of millions of dollars in pure profit every single year. Safe to say, this cartel was basically a criminal empire. And because of that and all that money they were making, they had equipment that made them look like a modern day military. Take a look. Look at this footage. Cartel members decked out like soldiers, armored vehicles, rockets, military-grade weapons. This is why they were more brutal than any other cartel before them. Whenever they didn't get their way, they would go on a killing rampage to blackmail the government into compliance. This is why, here's what President Trump said about this Mexican cartel just a few months ago, right after US captured Nicolas Maduro. Take a listen.
Well, it wasn't meant to be, and we're very friendly with her. She's a good woman, but the cartels are running Mexico. She's not running Mexico. The cartels are running Mexico. And we could be politically correct and be nice and say, oh, yes, she is. No, she's very, she's very frightened of the cartels. They're running Mexico. And I've asked her numerous times, would you like us to take out the cartels? No, 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 Mr. President. No, 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 please. So we have to do something because we lost. The real number is 300,000 people, in my opinion. They like to say 100,000. 100,000 is a lot of people, but the real number is 300,000 people. And we lost it to drugs, and they come in through the southern border, mostly the southern border. Plenty come in through Canada, too, by the way, in case you don't know. But they come in through the southern border, and Something's going to have to be done with Mexico.
But I want to show you something that really captures El Mencho's power. This is a recording of a phone call between him and a police officer who was apparently interfering with cartel business. Listen to this and you'll understand who actually ran Jalisco. Now, this call is a little bit blunt because a cartel leader is speaking. He's a terrorist here in the United States, so YouTube may restrict our video for this call. So if you guys can please take a second, hit the subscribe button down below. It really helps us fight back against the algorithm. Now, here's that call.
Delta 1?
Yo, who's speaking?
Look here, you son of a bitch. It's Mencho dumbass.
Huh?
You better tell your fucking people to leave us alone. It's Mencho dumbass. Get your fucking men to fall back or I'm going to fuck up you and your whole squad. I have 30 of you located and identified. I'll even kill your fucking dogs if you don't chill out, bro. What do you think about that?
You got it, sir. I'll tell the police squads to fall back.
No, you better not hang up, mother. I've got your location right now, dumbass.
No, sir. I'm not hanging up. I was just saying, I'll let them know.
Get your shit together, dumbass. Didn't you guys agree to work with us? We agreed not to fuck with you guys, and in return, you want to fuck with us?
No, sir. I'll tell them to back off.
Look, tell your sons of to fall back because all of you happily accept my money, you pigs.
Yes, sir. They're telling me right now.
Get your shit together, or you'll be the first one that I'll make an example of.
No, sir. No, sir. We won't have any more problems.
Watch yourself because I'll spill blood at a moment's notice. You already know what's up.
No, sir. There's no problem.
When the doors closed last time, people went nuts. By popular demand, we are opening the doors up.
So if you guys want us to be friendly, then you be friendly. If not, go f*** yourselves then.
No, I know, sir.
I'm so f***ing fed up that you guys can't understand instructions.
Sir, you know me. You know I'm on your side?
Well, that's why I'm so surprised you I understand you got people and family to take care of, but get your fucking shit together.
No, I know, sir.
I don't want you to turn off your fucking phone. I'll call you again real soon to find out if you guys chilled the fuck out, got it?
No, right now I'm going to call...
That goes for all of you. Everybody in general, bro. Tell everyone to chill the fuck out, please.
Yeah, for sure, and I'll call you back on this number.
No, don't call this number back. I'll call back when I can.
You got it.
But don't turn off your phone because I'll interpret that as disrespect.
No, sir. Right now I'll let them know with a different device.
All right. Well, that's what I hope. That you guys leave us the fuck alone.
Yes, sir. You know me. All I have is respect for you.
Same for all you guys, and I apologize for the foul language.
I got the crew here. I'll send them your regards.
All right, then. Tell them to fall back and that it's an order from me.
Yes, boss.
We're done then.
That makes it clear. In Jalisco, the power wasn't with the government or the police. It was with El Mencho. For years, it seemed like Mexico either couldn't arrest him or just didn't want to. But this year, something changed. The pressure from the US government increased dramatically. Few months ago, we had Secretary of State Marco Rubio actually go to Mexico to visit and meet with the Mexican president. And then just 10 days ago, we had US Special Forces land in Mexico to train Mexican Marine infantry. That timing was not a coincidence. You see, the intelligence for this operation came from a joint task force that was formally launched just last month. Multiple US agencies involved with one goal. Their goal was to map out cartel networks on both sides of the border. Luckily for us, last month, the leader of the task force actually gave an interview to Reuters, and that interview gives us a lot of interesting insights. According to him, the cartels operate differently than Al-Qaeda or ISIS. They have different motivations and different structures. At the top of the cartel hierarchy, you have maybe a few hundred core members, but supporting them, there are roughly 250,000 independent contractors who help cartel move drugs across the border. To disrupt that supply chain, the task force had to identify the entire network. Luckily though, according to the leader, the surveillance capability that was given to this task force was basically, and I quote, close to unlimited, end quote. Now of course, after the operation was made public, the US officials officially stressed that this was a Mexican military operation. But the US task force did provide a detailed targeting package, a dossier with all the intelligence that Mexico needed to find El Mencho and capture him. Unfortunately for El Mencho though, the capture did not go according to plan. The Americans basically found him, but the Mexicans killed him. Now, it was a satisfying operation already, but here's something even more satisfying about this thing. It involves the man who saw or who oversaw the whole operation. You see, roughly 6 years ago in 2020, Mencho tried to assassinate a man named Omar Garcia Harfuz. At the time, Harfuz was the Secretary of Citizen Security for Mexico. He was basically making life difficult for the cartel. That's why Mencho sent hitmen to take out Harfuz. And Harfuz was hit 3 times. 3 bullets hit him in the body. But luckily, he walked away bleeding but alive. Mencho believed that he had won the war. He had sent a message that would scare any government official. Unfortunately though, Mencho was wrong, because Omar Garcia Harfuz is now Mexico's Secretary of Security, and he was the person who oversaw the exact forces that just killed Mencho. The man who survived the assassination attempt got his revenge 6 years later. What's more satisfying than that? Now, let me show you what's happening after Mencho was captured, because this is where things get a little ugly. On your screen, you see the first moments of the cartel response in Puerto Vallarta. At this point, the cartel probably didn't know that the Mencho was dead, they just believed that he had been captured. So they did what cartels have been doing for the last few years: attack everything. They went after civilians, infrastructure, anything they can to create chaos. The goal was to basically blockade the special forces before they can extract the captured leader, blackmail the government into giving him back. This time though, they were too late. As we just discussed, Mencho died very soon after he was captured. But unfortunately for Mexico, that just made the violence worse. The cartel members burned gas stations, they attacked international airports, and they also set Costco's on fire. On top of all this, the violence wasn't just limited to Jalisco. It spread across multiple Mexican states. This cartel had operations everywhere, and now their members everywhere were responding to the death of their leader. Caught in the middle of all this were innocent civilians and of course thousands of tourists, many of them American and Canadian. International airlines are canceling flights. Some even turned around mid-flight when they learned what was happening. And the US State Department has urged Americans to shelter in place. Puerto Vallarta, one of Mexico's most popular tourist destinations, is effectively now locked down. The cartel sent messages through their group chats, threatening violence against civilians unless the people who killed Mencho surrender to the cartel. Now, of course, that's not gonna happen. That's why the threat from the cartel is real. Now, talk about the timing in all this. One of Canadian investigative journalists is actually trapped in this city. His name is Dan Dix. He's been documenting what's happening on the ground. Take a listen.
This is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth, coming at you here live in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Just had the military driving past me, and as I understand it, I should not be around anywhere where the police or the military are, because they are the target right now. As you can see, this whole place is like deserted right now because there's burning cars back there, burning cars right here still smoldering, and the situation is incredibly intense. As I'm sure you've already heard, there was a top drug lord cartel member, Mencho, who has been killed. I believe there was a $15 million bounty on this man's head, and he is now dead, and that has caused this whole situation to pop off. The place looks like an absolute war zone right now, folks. Cartel has been setting up blockades in the streets, stopping cars. A whole bus was set on fire. You've got cartel members who literally look like the military. These guys are serious. These guys mean business. Costco was set on fire. A hospital was under attack. People running for their lives.
Luckily, by the end of the day, we did have some good news. It looks like Mexican military had mobilized in huge numbers, and they have taken back control of the airport and most of the major cities. But this isn't over. Here's what comes next. The cartel will likely descend into a civil war. Mencho's lieutenants will fight each other for the control of the empire, the drug routes, the timeshare fraud, the fuel theft, and all of it. The violence will shift from cities to villages, and it will become less visible but still no less brutal. On top of it, there's one important thing to consider. The timing could not be worse for Mexico. The FIFA World Cup starts in a few months. Mexico is one of the 3 host countries. The eyes of the world will be watching. The violence will probably calm down by then, but the images of burning cities and trapped tourists.
A situação aí, vês aí os carros que eles têm, estão bem equipados, têm algum equipamento e com a intervenção do Trump disse que o país estava a ser governado pelos cartéis e que o presidente estava a ser controlado pelos cartéis. De facto, os cartéis tinham muita força. Vê-se no áudio que a polícia fez, que fizeram no áudio em que o policial fala com o líder do cartel. Eles tinham mesmo ligações com polícias. Os polícias também fazem parte do cartel. Basicamente, na América Latina, o problema não é só o cartel, é todo um ecossistema, desde os políticos, principalmente os políticos, todos eles estão envolvidos com o dinheiro da droga. Os policiais também estão envolvidos com o dinheiro da droga. Os cidadãos também estão envolvidos. Basicamente, aquilo é uma coisa que não vai acabar. Quando envolve muito dinheiro e envolve muito poder político também, os bancos e tudo mais, não só no México, como fora do México, em países da África, em países da Europa, principalmente os países que consomem, os Estados Unidos e a Europa estão envolvidos e isso não vai acabar. O que vai acontecer é que diminuir a violência. Eu acho que o Estado tem que fazer com que haja menos violência e porque acabar a droga, isso infelizmente é algo que não vai acabar. Sempre vai existir droga, sempre vai existir pessoas que vão consumir e sempre vai existir produção. E a única solução é ver formas de baixar a violência e principalmente não termos governantes metidos nisso e forças de autoridades, policiais, militares envolvidos nisso. Só que o dinheiro acaba por falar mais alto e essas pessoas acabam por se envolver, não só às vezes também pelo dinheiro, mas pela sua própria segurança, porque são ameaçados se não se envolverem e acabam por se envolver. E vês aí, mais uma vez, o Trump agir. Desta vez ele não foi diretamente fazer diretamente, né, essa ação, mas mandou os mexicanos fazerem, coordenar todas as coisas para os mexicanos irem lá fazer o trabalho. Só que acabaram por lhe matar. E quem está também por trás disso é o secretário de segurança, que foi há uns 6 anos atrás alvo principal desse líder do cartel que tentou lhe matar, só que ele teve sorte, saiu ileso, saiu vivo e ele agora conseguiu a sua vingança, né? Conseguiu vingança e pronto, o homem agora que queria lhe matar, aliás, que tentou lhe matar, só que não conseguiu, foi morto por ele. E os Estados Unidos colocou muito trabalho nisto, só que está aqui o homem que foi tentado a vida dele e ele conseguiu sobreviver e agora conseguiu a vingança de matar o homem que tentou lhe matar. E pronto, ainda assim tem pessoas honestas que tentam fazer o seu trabalho e ter um país em ordem, porque o país não pode ser governado por cartel, onde é que já se viu, principalmente na América Latina, principalmente na América Central, que é o corredor ali entre a droga que vem ali da Colômbia e passa ali para aquela região ali, que aquilo é muita, é mortes que não acaba, todos os dias morrem dezenas de pessoas ali por causa de droga. É triste, mas é a realidade. Não dá para ignorar a realidade. E isto vai acabar. Vai ser muito difícil. Vai ser muito difícil. Há que trabalhar muito. O Trump está a fazer. O Trump está a fazer o seu trabalho. Já perdeu o Nicolás Maduro, mas isso aí dessa droga e muitas outras coisas. E agora conseguiu mais esse aqui, o líder desse cartel aí. E vamos ver o que é que vai acontecer nos próximos tempos com todo esse trabalho que o Trump está a fazer aí na América Latina e no mundo. mas as coisas estão mudando. Essas organizações são tão bem organizadas, se eles decidirem acabarem com a tua vida, epá, a probabilidade de conseguirem isso é muito alta se tu não tiveres poder. Tens que ter mesmo, basicamente, muito poder, que é para conseguires ter uma proteção para não te tirar a vida. Por isso que aquele policial ali, quando lhe ligaram, ele disse, epá, sabes que eu te respeito, eu te obedeço. E ele mandou tirar todas as pessoas que estavam à caça desses traficantes. Pá, é triste, mas é a realidade em que vivemos. Nós estamos num mundo em que existem tantas coisas que, pronto, só com sorte mesmo é que não nos envolvemos, não estamos longe de tudo isso. Se estivéssemos no México, uma hora dessas estávamos como se estivéssemos na altura do Covid. Todo mundo refugiado em casa, com medo de acontecer alguma coisa. E pronto, esse é o vídeo que eu vi aí. Vamos lá acompanhar a situação que vai acontecendo regularmente neste canal Volátil Mídia. Espero que as coisas corram bem lá no México e as pessoas retomem as suas vidas normais e que esses cartéis não causem mais destruições e mais violência, que já causaram milhares e milhares de mortes. E isso não pode ser admitido. As autoridades têm que fazer alguma coisa para não continuarem a eliminarem vidas humanas assim por nada, só para levarem essas drogas lá para o mundo ocidental, principalmente, né? Para serem consumidas e à custa de muitas vidas que não têm nada a ver, muitas das vezes é próprias pessoas civis que não têm nada a ver, porque um familiar entrou lá e é coisa de vinganças e não sei o que, acabam por destruir um monte de vidas aí inocentes. O Trump está a fazer o seu trabalho, espero que continue aí a fazer um bom trabalho e que as coisas melhorem, porque não só as vidas dos traficantes, como a vida dos consumidores também, são ceifados milhares de vidas todos os anos. E isso não pode ser, não pode ser. Tem mesmo que pôr um fim. O Trump está a fazer o seu trabalho. Está a fazer o seu trabalho. Os cartéis agora vão atrás dele. Deixa aí o like e comentem nesse vídeo o que é que vocês acham de tudo isso. E tamo junto. Até a próxima.